5440 or fight is also known as the Oregon Controversy. This dispute over the Oregon Territory occurred from 1818 to 1846. Many people were growing curious about the Western Territory. In fact, during this time, an idea known as Manifest Destiny came around. This idea stated that God was sending settlers out west for a mission. In 1818, the United States and Britain signed a treaty. It was known as the Treaty of 1818, in which both nations had occupancy over the territory. 42 degrees north longitude and 54 degrees 40 minutes north latitude. This agreement cycled every 10 years, so conflict over the Oregon Territory was avoided. That is, until the Webster-Ashburton Treaty in 1842, when the British wanted the Columbia River boundary. This treaty did not follow through because Americans wanted to maintain easy access to the Pacific Ocean. In 1844, there were disputes with Texas and Mexico territory, where Texas would gain a part of Mexico. The Democrats saw that if they tied the Oregon dispute to the fight with Texas, the altercation would be more familiar. It worked, and the Democrats gained northern and southern expansionist support. In fact, the desire to expand west is how James Polk won presidency over, you guessed it, Henry Clay. Consequently, Polk not only was encroaching on Canadian territory, but also Mexican territory. Because this meant giving up their land twice, the people of Mexico declared war. As a result, in 1845, James Polk claims to divide Oregon along the 49th parallel, which also will relieve the pressure of Mexico. Yet, since he did not include navigation rights, the British did not agree with Polk. Later, Midwest senators rose up and cried that they deserved the land in Oregon, and if the British would not give it up, there would be war. Thus the phrase 5440 or fight is spoken. On April 23, 1846, the U.S. government, along with President Polk, decided war is not needed. The reason behind this is because the U.S. still does not stand a chance against the British. At the same time, Britain was having some altercations of its own. So on June 18, 1846, the Oregon Treaty was signed. In this treaty, both nations agreed to having the boundary on the 49th parallel and navigation rights. This boundary is still seen today. The significance of this event is how, through Manifest Destiny, settlers traveled west to explore the unknown land. Also, it shows how even though America was close to wars they most likely would lose, James Polk was able to expand the U.S. territory 3 times. Additionally, the Oregon Controversy can relate to NAFTA, also known as the North American Free Trade Agreement. This is because of the desire of Americans for the Pacific Ocean from Canada in the 1840s for trade. Yet today, NAFTA allows Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. to trade goods without tariffs.